Hey, we back with another banger video. Hey, make sure y'all grab y'all some water or whatever it is y'all doing. Y'all watch my videos and come and rock with your boy. Also, if you're not in that membership, make sure you join that membership. I got additional content over there, videos on how to grow on YouTube and etc. And etc. And there's other stuff only the members know. You feel what I'm saying? And also, I'm doing this campaign, this 200K subscriber campaign. When we hit 200K, somebody will be winning $2,500. I'm gonna go on live, and it's like how I used to do back in the day. You know what I'm saying? But hey, I'm gonna do 2,500 when we hit 200K. Let's run it up to 200K. Make sure y'all share. But hey, let's get to the video, fam.
Dangerous information that you know.
Oh boy. Well, I'll tell you what I told the director of the Defense Intelligence Agency in his office.
One and the same.
Patrick Hughes.
Me and that guy.
Pretend that you're him.
Okay.
The first question he asked me was, "We don't understand why you haven't committed suicide yet," to me. And I said, well, because I don't need to do that. Because his father had, knowing what I'm about to tell you. And that is that there's a group of people who control this issue that are trying to sort of agent provocateur, to provoke an interplanetary incident. So the next war, World War III, will be interplanetary. And if there is a serious group of nut jobs, and they have to be put on a leash and stood down fast and quickly. And the trigger, when unacknowledged hit hundreds of millions of people seeing it, this group started releasing stuff to the CNN and Washington Post and New York Times under cover of a group that from a boy that I used to teach on this named Tom DeLong, the Blink-182 guy.
Oh yeah, he's huge on the
okay. So, yeah. But what happened is that his interest got hijacked by militarists whose every bit of information they're putting out has to spin, it's a threat to the national security, our sovereignty has been invaded. It's the kind of brainwashing that's already started to try to convince the public there is an alien threat. You know, Werner von Braun, who invented the rocket for Adolf Hitler, on his deathbed, he said to a member of my team who is his right-hand assistant and spokesperson for the last few years of his life, said, they're going to hoax an alien threat, I'm quoting, and it's all a lie. Mm-hmm. So we are actually in the last year at the point where they've started on that plan. Well, and that's why we're doing this next documentary.
Is that through movies?
We have got to intercept this plan and stop it. Or if you think 9/11 and the Iraq War was a clusterfuck, this is going to be that 1,000 times worse. So, and I'm telling you, I'm not trying to scare people, but you know, the future, what we're going to do and have on this planet is hanging in the balance, and we're going to have to wake up.
Was that like that
quickly.
Was that H.G. Wells?
Yeah, the War of the Worlds
was
nonsense.
That similar? Was that like kind of in that vein?
And like
it's more like, you ever see the movie Independence Day?
Yeah.
That was right out of central scripting from the CIA, because I mean, you know, let's unite the world around an alien threat. Go Google Ronald Reagan's address to the United Nations when he said, and I'm paraphrasing, he said, wouldn't our job of creating a world peace and unity be easier if we had a common alien threat to unite against?
He said that?
Yes, Reagan. It's in the unacknowledged documentary.
Right,
everyone go see it. If you don't have Netflix, it's on iTunes, it's everywhere. So my point is that mindset is what's been driving this train for 70 years. And if somebody else doesn't step up, and not me, I mean, I'm getting old.
What is the...
He telling the truth. I've been saying that. Ronald Reagan literally said that. I had it in one of my videos too, that speech where he said, well, if we had a fake alien invasion, that could unite us. And then they go and do it. You know what I'm saying? Crazy. He telling the truth though. That's facts.
On my Area 51 line, you're on the air. Hello.
Hello, Art.
Yes.
Hi. I don't have a whole lot of time.
Well, look, let's begin by finding out whether you're using this line properly or not.
Area 51.
Yeah, that's right. Were you an employee or are you now?
A former employee.
Former employee.
I was let go on a medical discharge about a week ago, and I've kind of been running across the country. Oh man, I don't know where to start. They're gonna they'll triangulate on this position really soon.
So you can't spend a lot of time on the phone. So give us something quick.
Okay. Okay. What we're thinking of as aliens, Art, they're extra-dimensional beings that an earlier precursor of the space program made contact with. They are not what they claim to be. They have infiltrated a lot of aspects of the military establishment, particularly the Area 51. The disasters that are coming, the military, the government knows about them, and there's a lot of safe areas in this world that they could begin moving the population to now, Art.
But they're not doing anything.
They are not. They want the major population centers wiped out so that the few that are left will be more easily controllable.
Discharged.
I started getting...
Well, this was certainly interesting. We are now on a backup system, everybody. A backup system. And that one caller that I had on the air, on my area...
Hey, y'all see how that was the government. He was putting out too much facts, and they was listening. For sure. They was listening, and they turned off that whole line. Crazy.
Involvement in the teleportation aspect of Project Pegasus. What about your involvement in the time travel experiments?
By the fall of 1970, they were already moving us backward in time 12 hours. In other words, we would teleport to New Mexico, spend an entire day there involved in project activities, and then when we arrived via teleportation back at Curtis Wright, it was maybe 11 o'clock in the morning rather than 10 or 11 o'clock at night. We asked them, you're sending us back in time, aren't you? And they said yes.
So tell me about this photograph where you're actually seen at the Gettysburg Address.
Well, they sent me to Gettysburg via a new technology in 1972 called plasma confinement.
So we see you in this picture in Gettysburg, and you're standing how?
I just decided that I would walk about 100 paces on a diagonal from the stage, and then stand with my left foot forward and my right foot to the right so that people looking over at me wouldn't see how large these shoes were. And then I would look in the opposite direction from where I knew Lincoln would soon be arriving on the right side of the dais to give the Gettysburg Address. And it was in that position, that odd position, wearing those grossly oversized men's shoes, that I was photographed by a contemporary photographer in a photograph that's now known as the Josephine Cobb image of Lincoln at Gettysburg. What my dad later explained is that when he saw me standing next to him in Gettysburg in 1863, he said, I knew then you were going to be in the project.
I spoke with a lawyer.
Wait, that's why I don't know if he time traveled all the way back to 1860, but I mean, it is a picture of him. The time traveling thing, I just don't get. The only thing I can chalk it up to is Nephilims, because they've been around here forever. You know what I'm saying?
I got a question. If we're on a spinning ball that's spinning fast, 6,000 miles per hour, then why ain't none of the Canada fire spinning out the atmosphere all the way out into space? Why?
That's a good question. You know what I'm saying? But that's what little things like that make you question, is the world flat or is it spinning 60,000 miles per hour? Like, come on now. I don't believe it's spinning at all. You know what I'm saying?
And release. And then you mean to tell me Spielberg gets in about government individuals that met with pastors about UFO disclosure? Oh, yeah, we heard about that. Yeah, I was one of those pastors in one of those meetings. So come to find out, there were a number of different meetings. Now, in my meeting specifically, and I've made this clear, and the gentlemen that were in the meeting with me, we did not meet with government officials, but we did meet with military individuals that, have particular sets of skills and do certain kinds of work. And they were sharing with us, hey, this is what the government is getting ready to disclose. And bro, they were on it, because all you've got to do is go to the internet, go to social media, and you'll see all of these released videos of military pilots encountering objects flying at speeds and turning at angles that make no logical sense for any aircraft on this planet to move, and going underwater, submerging in the ocean. Some believe they're fake. To me, the military ones would have a little more legitimacy to them.
Absolutely.
Y'all check out the military.
Well, this is all in the month of May. President Obama makes his statement in his interview about aliens being real, but saying he's never seen them. President Trump comes behind him and says, President Obama shouldn't have said that. That was classified information. But since the cat's out the bag, we're going to be disclosing some things, and which these files and these videos have been released. And then you mean to tell me Spielberg gets in on it too? And drops his movie Disclosure Day?
Around
1
the same
month
time.
after all this other governmental alien disclosure? And in this movie, bro,
I gotta watch it.
If you grew up on Spielberg movies, it has the Spielberg feeling to it.
Okay.
But if you're looking at it with biblical eyes,
Always.
bro, it's telling you some things that have the potential to happen that can be a facade for end time activity about government.
Hey, that's Pastor Fred Price Jr., one of my favorite pastors. Probably is my favorite pastor. I don't really listen to nobody else. So if he's saying it's credible. Y'all got my stamp on him. You know what I'm saying? But hey, it's facts.
I'm not trying to go all like conspiracy theorist here, but I need to talk about something really fast to do with Mitch McConnell's proof of life photo. And like, I know other people have been saying this, but I haven't seen anyone talk about this specific program that you can use to like detect things like Photoshop. And I'm pretty sure this image is Photoshop. The site is called photoforensics.com. And if you select the ELA analysis option on the drop down menu, it'll give you like this sort of graph of the image, and it's like, I think it's checking like the contrast levels. And for reference, I'll put in this image I took of myself yesterday, which obviously isn't digitally altered at all, and this is what it's supposed to look like. Everything that is like the same sort of like value, color, like it's supposed to show up similarly in the scan. So like my hair is blending in with things in the background because the value is like similar enough. And when you compare it to this, the outlines, like their outlines, especially like her outline and the fucking outline of this hospital bed are brighter, which makes me think that like that part of the image was like cut out. That part of the image is digitally altered compared to the rest. The contrast is different. Also, there's some weird stuff happening around his fingers on the newspaper. That just doesn't look right. That just doesn't look right. And also, why is the edge of the picture rounded? So yeah, I'm pretty sure they're just trying to like play it off, like faking that he's still alive for the next month because they want to avoid the special election. And then after that time period has passed, they're going to be like, oh no, he had a turn for the worst again and he's actually dead. And I've also seen people say that the picture of Mitch McConnell is an old image that was used in like 2023 when he was in a rehab center, because he's been like, you know, on his deathbed for like a while. So anyway, what do you guys think? Like, has anyone used this photo forensics program before? And what are your thoughts? Okay, I'm really not trying.
Yeah, I've been hearing many reports that he may not be alive, but if he's not, that's crazy. That shows you how corrupt the government is. But yeah, y'all tell me in the comments what y'all think about that situation.
Got into Tesla's work, the farther I got into cold electricity. So we have hot electricity right now. Everything that is around you, it heats everything up. And when Nikola Tesla discovered cold electricity, which is what you were talking about, the globes, they're all lit up on the ground and all the lights are turned on, and he could send the electricity to anybody and not use this inefficient power lines and all this other garbage that we have. He was defunded. JP Morgan then burned down his lab and things would vanish. So like you said, there was a lot of technology that used to exist, and I don't put it past me. At this point, I have seen so many things that I honestly have been mind blown. I mean, I've seen engines that don't even make sense in the 1800s that are, 1,000 feet tall. I'm sitting there going, where is this? Nobody uses this. And all of these world fairs, like we were just talking about, they were showing people technology, and that could be there, right? Showing that they can clone or have orphans, whatever it may be. And then the people would never get this technology. But, Hershey's and Coca-Cola and Tiffany and Co. definitely got customers for life. That's when the beginning of those three companies came in 1893, because all the Masons and Oddfellows and all those other different societies held those world fairs, put things on display, and then to destroy them. The more I got
interesting, but there's theories that says like technology has digressed rather than grew over time. You know what I'm saying? So back in the day, we had very advanced technology, but obviously they hid it for reasons the government knows, and we know, because they don't care about helping us. They want to help themselves. That's all they care about.
I donated to many secretaries within the government laptop computers, really nice ones that were preloaded with viral spyware. Within a week, the entire government computer system was under my control. I was watching, monitoring, listening. I was looking for information that they had set me up for that raid. I didn't find that. I did find out that the Minister of National Defense was the largest drug trafficker in all of Central America. And the Minister of Immigration, the largest human trafficker.
We don't want to get killed by them either, so we're probably not going to share that.
That's fine. I donated.
Look, the interviewer was scared. She said, "You know what? Don't listen. They ain't coming after me. But hey, when you speak the truth, you're gonna have people gunning for you. Hey, just look at the greatest man who ever lived, Jesus Christ. What happened to him for speaking the truth? You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes something a little different happens.
Whoops, I'll get it.
Sometimes.
So this clip is someone pushing former President George Bush through a NASA site. When you look behind, you see, what is that? And something green floating, almost looks like a studio green with studio blue. Oh, this is the finished product, and that's supposed to be the water. And speaking of which, here's someone doing a pretty poor job of editing a very similar shot. That's how water works.
With there were very few.
Steve, you're in the shot, Steve.
Vibrations of any sort.
Get out the shot.
With Steve, there were very few.
Larry, we gotta fire Steve again.
Vibrations of any sort.
This crew attempted a spacewalk outside the station. Here's a live look at the astronauts.
Whoops.
Well, I don't believe. I don't think that's. Yeah.
Cut away.
Where's
their spacesuit? And did you know that in space, your head can disappear for a few seconds? Wow, how did he do that? That's amazing. I didn't know astronauts were also magicians. Oh my gosh, you guys, look how everything is floating. Look at that. Oh, except the water. Don't look at that. And I don't know what this guy's holding, but it is super heavy. Look, he almost drops it in space and it goes straight down. Oh my gosh, it's so heavy. Larry, how's it going up there? Yeah, you got that tuna can I sent you? Great. Oh my God, Larry, what happened? Larry, we lost you. Well, we have your head, but not your body. Larry.
For some time.
Don't get me started on NASA, man. Listen, gravity do not exist. Gravity, it just don't. All of this stuff is a lie. This shows you it's a lie, man. Come on, man.
Tinfoil people, this question is for all the tinfoil followers that I have. Real question. What do we think is really going on with these fires in Canada? I just saw the news out of Philly. There was like some kind of press conference. I don't know if it was some city mayor or who the hell it was, saying that they're asking Philadelphia residents to stay inside tonight and tomorrow because the air quality is bad. Don't go out. Don't breathe it. It's dangerous. Don't leave your house unless you absolutely have to, like some type of COVID 2.0 shit. So what do we think is actually happening? Because I know tinfoil people have to be running crazy with this, and I haven't come across anything lately at all about it. Nor have I seen any pictures or videos actually from Canada. Does anybody have footage of what's really going on in Canada? Let me know, especially my tinfoils. I want to know what you guys are thinking, and I have to tread lightly because I cannot get another flag. But somebody has to have some type of theory to this that explains it better than just the pictures we're seeing here in the States. How did this start? What's the containment? What's the prediction of it? How long is it burning? What exactly is burning? None of these questions have been answered. So tinfoil people, tap in and let me know what your theories are. I need to hear the truth.
You right on it. You know the truth. You're speaking it. It ain't coming from no fire in Canada, because where are the people? Where are the Canadians speaking out about it? With footage. Where they at? You know what I mean?
When you see these big global worldwide bad things happening that cause the market to crash, and then you see how the chart reacts to it, it's like, wait a second, this is not what it actually is. This is just full-fledged manipulation.
It's on purpose.
100%. I could show you on a chart, like literally exactly where the manipulation happened, all just to fill their orders and all to make them richer. When you see
Facts. That's all they care about. Getting richer. The people at the top, they're just trying to get richer and richer, no matter no matter the cost. No matter the cost.
Scariest story that I've ever been told by somebody. I was 18 years old and I graduated high school. Somebody that I knew very closely decided he was going to try to backpack the Pacific Northwest Trail, which is right up here. It's 1,200 miles right at the top of the border of Washington, and people try to do it by themselves all the time. It's a backpacking trip. It's very, very remote in some areas. You won't see another person the whole time if you do it right. It can take up to 2 months if you're successful. My friend only made it about a week. In that week, he packed everything he needed. He brought disposable cameras as well. This is before it was really easy to get digital cameras. They did have them, but he didn't have one. For about a week, he gave up. He didn't quite make it. He said he never saw another person the whole time. He was completely alone for an entire week. The first thing he wanted to do was get those pictures done. When he got them developed, he started looking through, and everything looked great, except for one picture. This picture scared him so bad, he never went camping again ever, even if he goes with a group. He refuses to go. He had one picture that was made, and it was a picture of himself inside his tent, sleeping. He swears up and down he never saw another person the whole time, and that this was totally unexplainable. He said the only way that's possible is if someone opened up his tent in the middle of the night while he was sleeping, went in there, grabbed his camera, and just stood over the top of him and took a picture while he was sleeping. I'm about to tell you.
Jeez, that shows you shouldn't be out there sleeping by yourself. What you doing? You know what I'm saying? That's what that's showing you, you know?
Good morning, everybody. It's pretty early. I just wanted to get on here really quick and let you guys know just something that I just heard. I already knew that this was happening. I mean, if you just are with it and know what's going on in the world, you already knew that this was going to be next. But anyways, America had just issued a warning for all Americans all over, including on U.S. soil, and right here on our own front lawn, that we need to be at high alert as possible right now because of everything like really just like increasing like violence wise in Iran and the war. They want us to stay on alert on our own soil right now. I mean, I feel like that's a given. I just feel like things have never really ceased. Things have never really decreased or gotten better. Things have only been getting worse. So yeah, I've already kind of been preparing myself for that. But yeah, if you didn't know, now you do. Prepare yourselves, stay prepared. I'm gonna show you guys the video where they're telling us that, and so you can have your own information, own knowledge as well. But I just wanted to get on here and let you guys know. I'm about to drink me some tea, and I'll have some more information for you guys later. Stay safe. And again, this is all entertainment because I have to say that every time I make a video. But here's the video.
Breaking news. The United States is now officially in a heightened threat environment. The Department of Homeland Security just issued a terrorism advisory following the U.S. military strikes in Iran. Here's what that means. Federal officials are warning of two primary threats: cyber attacks and violent extremism. Cyber threats from Iranian-backed hacker groups are targeting American infrastructure, government systems, utilities, and even financial networks. At the same time, there's a growing risk of lone wolf and sleeper cell terror attacks here at home, possibly targeting Jewish communities, government buildings, military sites, or public gatherings. Foreign terror organizations like Hamas and Hezbollah are actively pushing online propaganda, encouraging retaliation against the United States, creating an environment that's volatile and unpredictable. Ladies and gentlemen, the threat of attacks in and on America is real and verified. Whether we declare it or not, we are at war. Things at home are about to get spicy. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments and make sure you follow for more real-time updates.
The search is on for a U.S. service member missing in action in Jordan, where 2 others were killed yesterday, defending against Iranian missile and drone attacks. Lucas Tomlinson is in Tel Aviv. He is live with the latest for us. Lucas.
And John, the State Department has just issued a brand new worldwide caution urging Americans to think twice about any travel to the Middle East. It was released just about 40 minutes ago on the travel.gov website. Due to heightened tensions in the Middle East, the security environment remains complex with the potential for unseen escalation. And that's exactly what we saw.
Good morning.
I mean, hey, but I want y'all to know, just don't live in fear no matter what happens. You know what I'm saying? We're going to always be at war no matter what. But if those of us who believe in Christ, we know that he is protecting us and he will always protect us no matter what happens. So, hey, wake up happy. Be grateful that God gave you an opportunity to be here. You know what I'm saying? And, hey, live this life to the fullest, man. Straight up.
Excuse my hair, I just woke up, but there is some truth to that video I posted. There's a movie called Axiom that just came out. Well, not really just came out, but you know what I'm saying. This movie is about humanoids in the forest. Like, come on now. This movie is basically about these friends going into the forest, but they didn't know that they're entering a parallel universe. They went out there to go camping, but ended up seeing monsters. They ended up going crazy. Big, gigantic monsters like that. What does axiom mean? Axiom means accepted truth, or self-evidently true, accepted, established. It's right in our face, come on. In this movie, they even have a part where everything goes to crap and they talk about how the government was doing experiments in the woods, and that's why all these creatures exist. Part 2.
I mean, I might check out that movie, but like I always say, they put it in our face. I'm gonna have to create a clothing line. That's gonna be one of the shirts. They put it in our face. I would have been created a clothing line, but I just don't got time to be fulfilling it myself. I need a management company to help me out with that. So if y'all seeing this, hey, reach out. Let's get it.
Who is Mr. Global? No, not Mr. Worldwide, but Dale. We're talking about Mr. Global. So remember Katherine Austin Fitz, the Assistant Secretary of HUD and then the creator of the Sully report that we talked about last time? Well, she uses the term Mr. Global as shorthand, not for one man, but for what she describes as a coordinated network of central bankers, intelligence agencies, and global financial institutions. She's traced the idea partly to a fictional TV series called Captains and Kings, which portrayed a committee of global elites quietly running the world. I've never seen it, but I can get behind the idea of it, right? Here's what her core claim is to support this. Trillions of dollars have gone missing from the federal government over decades, right? She cited a figure of $12 trillion siphoned by banks since the late 1990s. She calls it enough to, in her words, endow a private government. So where does Mr. Global go with all this control and power, right? Well, according to her central bank digital currencies, her warning is that if every transaction runs through a digital currency the central bank controls, they gain the ability to switch your access on or off. Compliance enforced at the level of your bank account. She takes it one step further, tying Mr. Global to transhumanism, the idea that biotechnology could eventually link a person's body directly to that financial system. And yes, I know what you're thinking, Keela, that sounds like the mark of the beast. And if you believe that, then yes, it's super similar, okay? But here's the gag, because there's always a gag. Okay, so the gag of all this would get me in trouble on this app. So go over to...
But straight up, like, those Pastor of Stephen Darby lovers, and my theory on the mark of the beast is his theory on the mark of the beast. That's where I actually learned it from, and that's what I believe it is going to be. It's going to be some DNA manipulation, like transhumanism, where they're going to change your DNA structure to where you're not human no more. That way you can't be saved because you're not human no more. You let them mess with your DNA, and that's basically what she said. They're going to basically make you a computer to where you're directly connected to their system. That means they can download whatever they want into you. They can control you in any type of way they want to control you. You know what I'm saying? That right there, I feel is going to be the mark of the beast, straight up.
Tell me, what's the creepiest experience you ever had in your life and why you still think about that moment?
Story time. Okay, so probably about a year ago now, a little over a year, I was in a really low spot in my life, like very low vibrationally. I was going through a lot of shit with my husband, with my emotional state. Just everything was like not good for me at that moment in time, okay? This day in particular was like the worst. Like I was thinking horrible thoughts all day. I couldn't stop the thoughts. I was just like in my own head. It was bad, okay? So that night specifically, I decided I was going to blow up the air mattress in my baby's room and just sleep in there with them because I just did not even want to look at my husband, okay? So my mind was just fucking everywhere, just bad shit all day. And I decided to go to sleep probably around like 2. Didn't end up getting like sleepy and like actually starting to fall asleep till around like 3-4 o'clock in the morning. So I was laying like face towards the wall. And I was just like cuddled up in my blanket, just trying to fall asleep. And right as soon as I got into like that state of consciousness where you're like in the middle of sleep and awake. So in the corner of my eye, I seen like the door open and there was like a reddish, orangish glowing light in the hallway and like the silhouette of what I thought was my husband. He said something when he opened the door, but like I didn't pay attention to it because I was mad at him. So I was like, nah. A few seconds later, he walked in and he sat on the air mattress with me. Like, I felt his presence. I felt the bed shift because, keep in mind, I'm on an air mattress. So, you know how air mattresses be when you sit on them. They be rising and shit, you know? So that happened and I kind of, like, wiggled, like, closer towards the wall because, like I said, I was mad at him. I did not want to talk to him. So then he leaned over and whispered something into my ear. And immediately after that, all of a sudden, I couldn't move at all. And it felt like a whole, like a blanket, a very hot blanket was just put all over my whole body. And, like, immediately, like, it just felt like I was, like, screaming on the inside. Everything in my eyes just, like, went, like, orange and red. And I just couldn't see anything. Like, I was just so freaking scared. I was like, what the fuck? It literally felt like my soul was being sucked out of my body, for real. So, like, I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I was, like, freaking the fuck out. And all I can think in my head was, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. Don't let it take you. Don't let it take you. Don't let it take you. And that shit lasted probably, like, 45 seconds, but it felt like an hour. So once I gathered the strength to actually get up, I, like, hopped up out of bed really quick, ran to my room, and I see my husband just sleeping peacefully. And to this day, I just don't know.
Tell me, what's the
creepiest
experience you ever had in your life?
Could have been. Wait, hold up. That sounds like that could have been a demon. And one thing about demons, one thing about the devil is they don't like marriage because God ordained marriage. So when you heard when she said, "Oh, I was so mad at my husband," it probably was that demon that's talking in your ear. You know what I'm saying? Talking to your thoughts. See, that's what demons do. They can get in your thoughts and you know what I'm saying? Give you like evil thoughts. It's up to you. That's why the Bible tells us to cast down imaginations. Because the devil can give you imagination. You know, that's why she was so mad. And then it actually appeared to her. You know what I mean? But hey, if you ever mad at your spouse or whatnot, hey, try to get over that as fast as you can. Try to get over. That's what I try to do. Trust me, me and my wife, we go through our little spouts, but I try to get over it as quick as possible, because that the devil feeds off of that hate. That I won't say hate, but that y'all know what I'm talking about. That little feeling of hate at that moment. You know what I'm saying? When y'all going through, the devil feeds off of it. It's like gasoline on the fire. He wanna make it big to where y'all actually get a divorce. That's the devil's plan. He don't like marriage. You know what I mean?
Growing up, I had an imaginary friend named Sully. He told me his name was Sully, and he had jet black hair, corduroy overalls, and really nice shiny leather shoes. I met him shortly after moving into a new house in town. I didn't have a lot of friends when I was a kid. I was pretty weird, so I would look forward to coming home and having him sitting on my bed ready to play with me. He was a bit older than I was. He seemed to be about 10 or 11 years old, and I was about 6 at the time. He would always play the games that I wanted to play, but he also would ask me to play games that he wanted to play, which always involved letters. He would hand me big stacks of letters, and I never took them because I thought they were, at the time, love notes, because I thought boys had cooties, and when he would hand me these letters, I always just kind of thought they were love notes, and I would just be like, no thank you. But a constant theme was we would play my games, and then he would want to play his letter games, where we would just pass letters back and forth. But again, I would never take his letters. He always would just kind of laugh it off, like, come on, play with my letters. He would even move things around in our house, and I would watch him do it. He would move my mom's makeup bag from her room to the bathroom and move random things in the kitchen, almost to play a prank on me. And my mom would ask me a lot, where's my makeup bag, or where is my purse? And I would say, Sully moved it. And it became a running joke in our house. Whenever I was in trouble for something, they would say, oh, did Sully do it? Which always confused me, because I was just like, don't you know Sully? And why is it such a weird concept that he would move something? We would rearrange the toys in my room all the time. Needless to say, he was my best friend. As I got older, though, I started to see Sully less and less, and it didn't really bother me because I started to get friends, and him popping up every now and then was a surprise, but I didn't necessarily miss him when he was gone either. By the end of our time in that house, I didn't see Sully anymore, and had kind of just grown up. I was around 8 or 9 years old, and we moved to a different house, and that was the last I'd ever seen or heard or dreamt of Sully. He would visit me in my dreams too. Through the years and into my teenage years, completely forgot about Sully unless he was brought up by my family, again when they were poking fun at me if I was in trouble for something, and they would say, oh, did Sully do it? It was just a running joke in my family for a very long time. And I just chalked him up to being an imaginary friend. Then when I was about in my early 20s, I asked my mom if she remembered that house, and she said she did. And we talked about the layout of the house, and Sully was brought up. I described Sully to my mom and told her as an adult how real he was to me, and how I would watch him move things around the house. And she remembered how things would always go missing in the house and thought it was very strange. That's when we decided to look up the history of the house. We just looked up the area, the address, and the name Sully on Google. Come to find out that that house we were living in used to be an old post office, except the post office burned down in 1918, where 2 people died. Richard Montgomery and 11-year-old Sullivan Montgomery. They both tragically passed away in this fire because he worked with his dad at this post office. And I realized instantly why he was always handing me letters. It was his job. And he wasn't an imaginary friend. So that's my first interaction with the ghost. Comment your ghost stories. Growing up, I had
yeah, see, hey, make sure if your kid talking about something, oh, they got an imaginary friend and all this other stuff, cast that demon out of your house. Cause them kids do not be lying when they talking to this imaginary friend named Jerry. Yeah, Jerry, come and speak to me. You better go cast Jerry out. Even if your kids say they talking to Jesus or an angel, the devil, he deceives them just like that too. Because you got to realize Jesus ain't coming to no kid. Why would Jesus appear to a kid? Jesus ain't a creep. Jesus, if he gonna appear to somebody, he gonna appear to the head of the house. Jesus is a God of order. You hear what I'm saying? He not going to no kid. He going to the head of the house. Just like I would do if I was to go address somebody in the house. I'm not going to nobody's wife. I'm going to the man of the house. I'm not going to nobody's kid. I'm going to the man of the house. That's what Jesus gonna do. That's how, you feel me? Jesus ain't gonna derive from his word. He ain't going to visit no kids. And the reason I said that is because I've talked with some, religious folks, and they said, yeah, Jesus came down and baptized my kid. My kid told me that Jesus came and baptized. No, he did not. The devil can transform himself into angels of light and do things like that. So make sure your kid ain't talking to no spiritual entities. Cast them demons out of your house in the name of Jesus. But I can't leave y'all without giving y'all the opportunity to come to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. That's the reason I do these videos, to show y'all that the world is coming to a burning end one day. We see how the government lied to us. The government, it don't care nothing about us. But guess what? We have a president in the kingdom that will never end, that will never lie to us, that can't lie to us. And our president is Jesus Christ, and he's the king over the kingdom of God. And once you get into this kingdom, guess what? You have everlasting life. So when this world comes to a burning end, you won't, because you will have everlasting life with the kingdom of God. And it's a very simple process to get into this kingdom. All you have to do is proclaim with your mouth and believe in your heart that Jesus Christ came down here and died for your sins. If you said that prayer on the screen, find you a church, get baptized in the name of Jesus. After you do that, ask Jesus Christ to fill you with his Holy Spirit. I promise you, your life will never be the same again. I recommend, if you said that prayer, go find you a Bible, learn as much about Jesus Christ as you possibly can, and watch how your life change. But hey, see you guys next video. Always remember, be safe out here, kings and queens. Let's get it.